Robbie Williams Rewind.
Welcome to Robbie Williams Rewind. We are the champions. I'm Matt.
And I'm Lucy.
And along with help from special guest fans, we take you on an in-depth rewind through the solo career of multi-award-winning singer, songwriter and entertainer Robbie Williams.
So today we've just got a special episode where we're talking to Angie, back from the intensive care episode, all about her experience going to see Robbie in Melbourne for the Better Man filmings.
Hi, Angie.
Hi guys, how you doing?
We're good.
Good.
Yeah, not too bad. Not too bad.
Good.
Thanks for rejoining us on the show. Obviously, listeners will have heard your previous episode with us.
Yeah. So we just thought it would be a good idea to just have a little catch-up, seeing as Robbie has actually done some concerts now for the first time in 2.5 years, to actually hear what it was like to be there and
in real life.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. It was so good to see him.
And also just a warning that there may be some spoilers here for the film.
Spoiler alert.
Obviously, you know, it's all in the public domain, what we're talking about, but in case people don't want to know, then maybe don't listen to this episode.
Yeah, if you want Better Man the film to be a real surprise, then you might not want to listen. Or you may just want to listen a little bit and pretend you didn't hear. But we are going to delve into a little bit about some of the filming that actually happened in Melbourne.
Yes.
So how did you get to find out about it? Let's start at the beginning of your story.
Let me think. So the gig was the end of April. So I think it must have been about the end of March. It was only about a month before. I just woke up one morning to all these messages from people, mainly people in the UK, and then messages from people here. Oh my God, Robbie's coming. And I was like, what? And all I could think was, oh my God, the borders are open. I can go. I was just so excited. Yeah. But then there's all these other things in my head going, maybe you shouldn't go though,
COVID.
You know, COVID and blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I think the tickets were going on sale maybe a couple of days after. But oh my goodness, that was so stressful, the ticket sale. It was horrible. I think because it was only one show in the whole country, so everyone, obviously, all the crazies from, all the big fans from each state were all trying to get tickets. And Robbie's always like so popular down here anyway. His shows always sell out. I couldn't even get out of the queue. So there were so many of us all trying to help each other. Even Gary, he was working from home that week. So he was even trying to get tickets for me, but he couldn't get. I couldn't get. So thank God my friend Roxy managed to get. But of course, I'm sure you guys would have seen the setup. So the plan on the floor was obviously the stage, but then there was this GA1 area, which was always blanked, which we were all never able to get tickets for. So we were all like trying to like, what, you know, what's going to be going on there? So we're thinking it must be something to do with the film crew or extras. And so obviously most of us could only get tickets for GA2, and we were all like, oh, you know what, like, we want to be at the front.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But just be happy with what we've got, you know, we're going to be able to go. And so, and then obviously there was instructions that the show was going to be set in the 90s, so to come in your best 90s gear. Like, wow.
Not that they'd really be able to see what you're all wearing.
Yeah, I know.
You know, because you're not right at the front.
I guess the occasional shot might pan around though and catch some clothing and people.
Yeah, so...
So did you dig out your 90s clothes?
Well, I had to go and purchase some 90s clothes.
Yes, of course.
Thankfully, the fashion at the moment is very kind of 90s. So I don't think...
Has it gone a bit baggier in Australia? The clothing's got a bit, you know, baggier jeans, baggier clothes.
Yeah, that whole 90s
sort of
thing's
style.
very in. The cargo pants and the crop tops and all that. So, I mean, I just kept it very simple. Just got a pair of kind of baggier jeans, and then... I'm sure you would have seen my T-shirt. I just got a guy round the corner to screen print an old picture of Robbie on a T-shirt. But it was quite funny. I was like,
that's a good idea.
Nice.
I'm trying to dress like 19, 20-year-old Angie, but her face says otherwise. So everyone made a real effort. It was really good, and there were some interesting outfits as well. That's for sure. But yeah.
So what was it like on the actual day?
So this is the first night.
The first night, yeah.
So obviously they released that first gig, and then it wasn't until 3 weeks later they announced the second show, due to overwhelming demand. And that was going to be doing the Brits, and I'd already sorted out my flights and stuff, and I thought, oh God, what am I going to do? But it was fine. I was able to change my hotel and flight and everything, and it all worked out fine. So
you got tickets for both?
Yeah,
nice.
Got tickets for both. The second one was easier to get tickets for. So I think maybe being a Sunday, I don't know, it seemed to be a bit easier, and that one didn't sell out quite as fast. But by the time it came to the day, that I think it had pretty much sold out. So, so on the first day, we still went to queue early, just because obviously we still wanted to get a decent spot.
Yeah.
And I think we went about 7 o'clock in the morning, and we got, I think, 15 and 16, my friend and I, and then Jocelyn came a little bit not long after that. We got in. So the whole day was fine. The queue Saturday and Sunday was amazing. Everyone was just, getting on fine.
Just excited.
Very supportive, all trying to, look out for each other, because we had a few cheeky incidents when we were going in on the first night. This guy who had joined the queue during the day, just about threw some of us down the stairs running in to get before you go into the arena, and we were like, mate, remember there's a number order. He said, oh, the number, once you're inside, the numbers mean nothing. And we were like, no, that is not happening. So thankfully a couple of the girls had spoken to security in that anyway, and he came out and said, no, we're going to be going in strict order number that's on people's hands. And they walked the first.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, they took the first 20 in. So when we got in, it turned out that first pit area was actually quite small for the extras. So we were like, oh my God, we're not that far from the stage. So
oh, great.
Yeah, so it was really good. So obviously we all get in, and then what happened that night, I don't think any of us expected that we were actually going to be witnessing them filming the take that scenes.
Right. Okay. So 1994.
So it was supposed to be Manchester 1994, their hometown tour. Is that what it was called, the hometown tour, or was it just the hometown show?
No, the DVD was called Hometown. Trying to remember what the tour was called. No, it'll come to me.
Yeah. So
and just to set the scene, this was in the Rod Laver Arena, which is huge, I'm assuming.
Yes.
Lots and lots. I don't know how many people it holds, but it's a big venue.
I'm not really sure how much it holds, but it holds a lot of people. Like, I don't think it's anything like the size of the O2 or anything like that. But obviously it's known for the tennis. That's where the Australian Open's held.
Yes. Right.
But when we first went in, so the pit in front was empty because the extras hadn't been taken in yet. But they had made all these signs, like Wendy loves Jason,
banners,
and Robbie forever, all the banners. It was really funny.
I saw those, and I did say to Matt that they should have used my banner from the 90s because it was better than any of those. Mine was Rob.
You still got it?
No. Rob and Hal, give us it now.
Classy, Lucy.
Very classy.
It made it into Smash Hits magazine.
Oh, right.
So we were happy with that. Anyway, carry on.
Could have been Rob, show me your knob, but You might want to blank that one out.
That's been seen before. Well,
I'm pretty
the poster.
sure I've seen that poster. Yeah.
I've seen, sorry, going totally off subject, but one I have seen is, it always made me laugh, was Rock My VJ.
Oh.
I thought that was quite clever.
So were you allowed to take a banner in, or were these just pre-prepared that the extras had to hold up?
We did think about it, and then we thought, we better not, just because we didn't know if we would be allowed. But I think there were some people along the barrier that did have some. So all the banners were all set up, and there was also banners on the seats as well, so they had some extras in the seats too, and in the pit. So then when they all came in, of course, how to feel old. So they were all like in their 20s.
Yeah.
So Georgie got a part. Yeah, she was one of them, and she's 26, I think, and she reckons she was probably one of the oldest. So very funny.
Oh, shout out to Georgie.
She is coming on a future episode.
Yeah,
is she?
on the show soon.
Yeah.
Very good.
So did they do that filming first before Robbie came on?
Yep. So as I say, we had no idea this was going to happen. So it was very so the film crew people came out and said this is what's going to happen. We were like, what? Oh my God! Like they had the big boom camera. Then there was a camera. It comes like on a wire above us, and then it was just amazing. It was just like wow. And then, so it was Relight My Fire.
Mm-hmm.
And there was a little bit of, I think it was Could It Be Magic? God, I can't believe I can't remember.
Yeah,
I'm sure it was.
I think I heard that, yeah.
Just a little bit of that. And it was only just a snippet of Relight My Fire as well. But they did 2 costume changes. So there was one with the suits with the sort of checks on it. When they had the funny glasses on.
Yeah.
So there was that outfit.
That was how they opened that tour in those outfits.
So it was that outfit. And then it was the one with the devils, with the devil horns and stuff. And
when Howard has his bum out.
Yeah, so the Howard had his butt out and stuff. And yeah, the guys, honestly, they it was like watching the real thing. Honestly, the atmosphere was unbelievable. Like... when you started hearing the come on, take that. Like it was just like goosebumps. It was like, oh my God, I can't believe this is happening. So in one of the production guys, who I've since found out, he's a guy called Lee Cleary, and he's worked on like the Wolverine films. He won some award for the Hurt Locker. There's big people involved in this production. Anyway, he was the guy on the stage saying, fog it up. So all the smoke was coming up, and, and he was the one that was telling us to move. He's like, right, move. So obviously we weren't allowed to have phones, they said no phones. And I just thought, I was really happy they said that, because I thought it's just going to look silly if people got their phones out.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But they did ask us to all get our phones out in one of the scenes, but with the torches. So, you could tell the guys were blown away with it as well, like the actors. So,
yeah,
I bet.
So they were doing good dancing. They did well.
Just amazing. Yeah. So they've been taught by Ashley Wallen and Jenny Griffin, which is Robbie's dance captain girl, and Ashley Wallen as well. He did The Greatest Showman and stuff. So I think him and Jenny worked together. So I think they've been working on the guys' like dance moves.
Yeah.
And they've nailed it.
I bet they've been rehearsing for that for a long, long time.
Yeah. So most of them, I think, Mark, Howard, and Jason are Australian, and Gary and Robbie are British actors.
Right. Yes. Yeah. Jono Davies has been confirmed as playing young Robbie.
Yeah.
Yes.
That was confirmed in the press this week.
Yeah.
Friend of the show.
Well, he did. We've been, reposting and posting some stuff, and he's been liking and commenting.
Oh, that's good.
On some of our stories and things, so that's nice.
Very good. Very good.
Yeah.
And
So then what about Robbie?
well, there was a CGI Jono there, with the whole CGI outfit on, doing Robbie's bits, and obviously doing certain mannerisms to match Robbie. Jono was there in his full CGI outfit and doing the dance moves, and then like when they had stopped performing, he was like doing certain things that Robbie does, like with his hands and facial expressions and stuff, which was just spot on as well. So yeah, it'd be interesting to see where they take that. No pun.
Yeah.
I didn't mean to say that.
So I can only assume that Jono's obviously had expert choreography, but he's probably been watching a lot of old videos and shows of Rob.
Yeah.
Because he has got quite a few distinct... he's got a lot of different things that he does, but when you think about it, he's got a lot of distinct mannerisms and looks and facial expressions.
Yeah.
And, it must be fun to play him, actually, for an actor.
Yeah.
Yep. No, it was good. It was really, really exciting to be part of it and watch it. Yeah.
The atmosphere in the arena must have been just electric as well, because you were part of something historic and you were being entertained as well, and you were with friends and community. It must have been just, out of this world.
Well, it was just so nice because obviously the last time I'd gone to Melbourne was to see Robbie, and then it was cancelled. So we were all kind of reunited as well with all the friends and stuff. Yeah, it was just amazing. And the bonus of
it was meant to be.
That filming on the Saturday was just incredible.
Yeah. So tell us about real Robbie coming on stage.
So Richard Wilkins is a TV personality here in Australia. He came out to introduce him and told us what was happening. So Robbie was going to perform for us, and then he was going to do a Q&A chat with him. So obviously all the lights went down, and then what was it he played? Oh yeah, so for both nights his intro was Born Slippy from the Trainspotting film, which really just got the whole crowd going. It was such a cool song. And so when he came out, obviously we all just went a bit mental. Just couldn't believe he was actually there. It was just like, oh my God, this is happening.
Yeah, you're so lucky.
So exciting to see him. Yeah. And he looked good. Yeah,
and he did Let Me Entertain You first.
Let Me Entertain You first, yes. I've actually got the set list for the first night in front of me. So two of the songs actually didn't end up happening because, so I think because they had to not keep doing, but they had to do several takes of the tape that filming, sorry.
Yeah.
It maybe put things behind a bit. So he opened up with Let Me Entertain You, and then he went into Monsoon, which was really cool. Oh, by the way, I'm just going to do a little nod to Rhiannon. He saw Rhiannon straight away. It was just like, gave her the biggest smile. It was so lovely. Yeah, it was like, and she's like, oh God.
Rhiannon, who we've also had on the show, yes.
Yeah. Escapology B-sides, I think.
So Monsoon, and then he went into Land of a Thousand Dances, and then he did a bit of swing, which I didn't expect. So then he did Ain't That a Kick in the Head, which was like, I wasn't expecting some swing stuff.
Great.
So were they filming all his bits for use in the film, do you think?
They weren't filming, no. They were. No. There was some cameras going on. I'm not really sure, but they weren't ever saying, this is like, take, action, whatever, nothing like that for Robbie's bits. And then, so Ain't That a Kick in the Head, then he did Strong, then he did Love My Life. Again, that was a little surprise. I didn't really think he would sing that one. And then Come Undone, which was just amazing. I just love that song live. It's just And then it was supposed to be Millennium and Hot Fudge. Now he didn't, so that was the two he didn't do on the first night.
It doesn't surprise me that he dropped Millennium.
Well, I would like to, Hot Fudge, definitely, but Millennium, I'm sure he got out of that pretty quick.
Yeah. And then he did Kids, and we're all thinking Kylie might walk out because she's back living in Melbourne.
Oh, that would have been incredible.
Yeah, and he'd made this comment like on one of the interviews. So he said, "Oh, wouldn't it be great if she, come and did it with me?"
Did.
So we're all thinking, "Oh, maybe she will appear one of the nights," but no, she didn't, unfortunately.
So he didn't have his normal band either, did he? He had except for Carl.
He had Carl and Owen. You know the guy Owen.
Oh, Owen.
That does
Owen Parker.
Yeah. So what's it again? Owen Parker.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he was there. But yeah, it's always weird, isn't it, when it's a different band, and especially the girls as well, like three very different backing singers. It just looks strange it not being Sarah and Danosh.
Yeah. But they did a good job though?
Yeah. Oh, the band were amazing. Yeah. And again, Carl was a lovely surprise. We certainly didn't expect to see him. So Carl's just so lovely, isn't he? He's just always so happy and smiley, and he's just, you could see us as well. He was just happy to see familiar faces, I guess.
It was probably comforting for Rob to have him on stage with him as well. Yeah. They're good mates. So.
I'm surprised that Gary Nuttall wasn't there though.
Yeah.
Out of all the people, I thought Gary might have been there because he's been there from the beginning.
Yeah.
Maybe he just didn't want to go all that way.
Yeah.
You're listening to Robbie Williams Rewind.
And down in the pit, like at the in the pit bit at the side, Tim was there. Tim Metcalf. He was there with his girlfriend, and his sister was there as well. Flynn, we never saw Flynn. I noticed he was in Sydney though on his Instagram, so we didn't see him either of the nights. And there was a few Australian, familiar sort of Australian personalities were there as well.
Right.
So what else did he do?
So sorry, I interrupted your set list.
Yeah.
No, it's all right. It's fine. So after Kids, he did Rock DJ. Then he did Feel. He did She's the One. And then here it says Angels and Better Man. But I don't remember Better Man being the last one. I think he ended with Angels. So maybe he did it the other way. Maybe it was Better Man and Angels. But he stopped. I think he stopped about maybe Feel or She's the One, and then he did his talk with the Richard Wilkins guy.
Oh, okay, yeah.
And then he came back and finished his set. So it was really good. We got him so much longer than we thought because it all went on a bit, with the filming and stuff.
So you said that Rob was amazing?
He was so good. His voice was amazing, and you could just see he was just so happy to be back and performing. And yeah, I mean, what a buzz for all of us. I still feel like I'm buzzing 2 weeks later, and I'm just like, I wish I was going to Stoke. But
you've had Melbourne.
I got him for 2 nights. I'm very, very lucky. So
yes. So what was the second night like then?
Second night
you had a different film.
Was very good in some ways, better.
Okay.
I don't know. It just seemed a bit different. The atmosphere on Saturday night was mental because it was a Saturday night. I think a lot of people were drinking as well, so it was just really buzzing. And I had friends in the seats, and they said, "Oh, it was incredible from up there. Like you could just see everyone was going crazy." Second day, we again queued all day. Went a bit later because we just thought, I don't think people will queue as much. And again, the layout had changed, so it was going to be the tables all set up. So we just all assumed it was going to be like the same area that was, in the pit the first night. But when we got in, they had completely changed it and actually brought it more like a triangle. Oh my God, I can't even speak. Like a rectangle shape. So imagine the stage is there, and how Rob would normally have a walkway coming down. It was all tables. So really, you only had like a certain area that was like the front, and then it was all the barrier around the tables.
So you ended up closer.
Yeah, we were really
stage.
lucky that we got this corner. When we got in, Roxy's like, run. So obviously they're like, no running. And we're like, I'm not running, I'm just walking quick. So we got the corner. Oh, and it was just fantastic. Yeah. And we got really chatty with one of Robbie's friends there. We'd seen him on the first night. I've seen him on his Instagram. He's an older guy, Stephen Ward.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
He pretty much spent the whole gig with us. He was such a nice man. Yeah, he was very, very nice. And he asked all our names and he goes, he's quite posh. He says, I'm going to go and tell Rob backstage about you ladies or something. And we were like, oh, okay. Do. So he did come over to us a lot, which was really, really nice. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
bless him.
And my friend Roxy got a little moment where the bit when he goes, are those real? Because they look fake. Oh, poor Ricky Lake. But then he looked at her and he went, yes, please. And she was like, oh. She was very happy. Very, very happy. So, that just made her whole weekend.
Probably made her life.
Yeah. Well, she's like, Angie, I've been following this guy for like nearly 30 years and had nothing. She goes, that was just amazing.
Oh,
so she was
great.
very, very happy. Yeah. Yeah, it was lovely.
Oh.
But yeah, so the second night was interesting because obviously you had all these people on the tables that was supposed to look like the Brits. And yeah, it was just people basically sitting, eating and drinking. Rob was actually getting a bit frustrated with them. You know, at some points he was like, you know, get up and dance. You know, he was motioning them to dance and stuff. And they did eventually.
The thing is, at the Brits,
that was a bit what the Brits used to be like.
But that's what the Brits was like, isn't it?
Yeah.
They don't.
You have all the media types and
celebs
just sat on the tables, quaffing champagne
and not looking at the act on stage.
Yeah. Yeah. At one point, he actually said to a young guy at the front, he said, are you an actor? And the guy said no. And he says, well, can you at least look like you're fucking enjoying yourself or something? It was really funny. Like,
oh, I love it.
The guy was like...
That is so... That's so Rob, isn't it? Rob has such a meticulous observation of what's actually happening in the audience. We've talked about this before. And he can pinpoint people, individuals who are not having a good time or not participating and just call them out. Yeah. Oh, I love that.
Well, what was interesting though is I think a lot of people that did come to the gigs didn't actually realise that they were coming to something that was for the film. They obviously hadn't read the finer details that, you know, night one is take that. Because my friend Mandy was sitting in the seat. She said people next to her were really confused by the Take That film, and they were like, what is going on? I'm like, she was like, do you not understand what we're here for? So Rob obviously was telling these people to get up, and you know, once they did get up, they were fine. I think maybe they maybe needed that little push to get up, but yeah, again,
maybe they didn't know if they were allowed to get up.
Well,
maybe they felt they were supposed to sit in the seats.
Maybe they just didn't know what they were supposed to do because and they weren't actors. They were industry people.
Right.
Because I actually know somebody who was in there that works for like a news corporation, and
so it was like hospitality sort of set up in the middle.
Yeah. So they were getting fed wine and beer and food and and you could see people getting drunker and drunker and drunker.
Yeah. Like the real Brits. Yes. So how did he kick things off then at the Brits?
Well, it was so the same thing was Richard Wilkins came out and said, said, an evening with Robbie Williams, and told us what it was going to be set like. Certain filming will take place to be like the Brits. But then when it came to Land of a Thousand Dances, so it was pretty much the same setup. Set list. Set list. But obviously when it came to do Land of a Thousand Dances, he was joined by Tom Jones.
Not the real Tom Jones, though.
Not the real Tom Jones. This impersonator actor guy that was Tom from 1998. So it's really interesting. I don't know how they're going to do this, because obviously the guy that was playing Tom Jones was dressed as Tom Jones at the Brits in 1998. Yes. But Robbie was today's Robbie, and he didn't have on like the full leather gear or anything. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do that. Yeah.
Yes.
But he was mimicking, Robbie was doing a lot of the dancing that he did do on that actual Brits performance. So he's obviously watched it. Because, he said himself he can't remember anything about it because he was off his tits on cocaine or whatever.
He gave an amazing dance performance there, didn't he? As well as a vocal performance in that show. Yeah. I mean, creatively, that gives them, I think they've got a lot of options of what they could do with that. I think, it'll be really clever, whatever they do. Yeah. I did say to Lucy, obviously we weren't there, but I'm wondering whether there was the Tom Jones impersonator was there to get the shots live in front of an audience and get it all live, and whether Robbie's bit may not be used. They might splice something else in, or he may still be in it in some way. It'd be cool to see how that comes out.
Yeah.
And I also wonder, because I read something, and I think it was maybe one of the interviews that came out this week about his art. It was either the Times one or the Guardian one, where it spoke about how Rob had sort of said that he didn't really want to be away from Ida and the kids for too long with the filming. So whether that's him done here in Australia, I don't know. If he's done all he's going to be doing.
Yeah.
But it said that they were filming a lot of his movements and stuff that are going to be getting used. Obviously, I don't know, maybe for CGI stuff. I don't know.
Yes. I read somewhere that I think his voice is going to be used throughout. Maybe even Jono possibly lip syncing to his voice. So I guess that can be done from anywhere. So that suits him quite well. If he has done his bit in Oz and the rest of it is more sort of vocal work, then maybe that works.
Yeah. What I was just going to say, I meant to say on the Saturday night, I didn't notice it much on the Sunday night, but I have never seen him so animated. It was hilarious. Like his facial expressions and just his movements and stuff. And then afterwards I thought, I wonder if that was deliberate. Maybe it's for something to do with the film. I don't know. But he was so funny. It was just like lots of Norman Wisdom type moments. Yeah, it was really, really funny. So it'll be interesting to see if he does it in Stoke. You'll have to tell me.
Yeah. We all know he enjoys playing up to the camera. So maybe just having you lot there, knowing his fans were there, knowing it was there was just multiple things going on for him. So probably just energized him to the max. I mean, he's normally like an Energizer Bunny anyway, isn't he? I know he had to slow down a bit with his back, but that doesn't seem to be an issue anymore, does it? I've not heard about it for a while, but
it must be so mind blowing from the way, like, making a movie. And now obviously they've released some of the names this week of the people that's going to be in it. So Alison Steadman, I'm so excited.
I know, isn't that amazing? Do you think she's playing his mum? She must be. Well,
that's what I thought. I wonder if she's going to be Jan, but who knows?
Yeah.
But I was just like, Pamela from Gavin and Stacey. It's so cool.
Pamela?
Oh, that's who Alison Steadman is?
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. We didn't talk about that. I didn't know that. Thanks, Angie.
Yeah.
And then there's that guy, I've forgotten his name.
Steve Pemberton from the League of Gentlemen stuff in Line of Duty. Yeah. I mean, he's a big name as well. Yeah. And also some of the Australian actors that are in it are like pretty big actors here. So one of them, Damon, goodness, what's his name? Damon. Anyway, he played Charles Manson in the Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
Oh.
Yeah, he's a very good actor. Yeah. So it's just like who are these people going to be playing? And I also wonder, is Nigel Martin Smith going to be in it as a character?
Yeah,
because
I know. Surely that's getting a bit into tricky.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking, because we obviously know there's a bit of history there with court cases and
somehow
stuff.
got to be referenced somehow.
Yeah. They can't just ignore that, can they?
They could be very creative with that without direct. I think this is the clever thing about it. I think the film is going to be slightly surreal.
Yeah.
From what we know, and so I think that gives them some scope to be a bit clever and a bit creative about maybe not necessarily naming people, but maybe referring or inferring.
I'm sure Nigel will be wanting to sue at the first opportunity.
But that part of the story they can't exclude. They have to have some reference to it, even if it's just a creative thing which doesn't, specifically talk about it. So.
And I wonder if the other take that guys have a say what is allowed to be spoken of or in the film, because Gary is actually, I don't know if he is still here or not, but he was in Australia at the same time, so there was rumor.
He has denied he said rubbish.
Yeah, I saw that
when that he had any involvement.
Yeah,
Jason Donovan was at the gig on the Sunday night.
Oh, was he? Cool.
Yeah, and Dannii Minogue was there. She was sitting just a couple of rows. Do you remember Tina and Mark from Australia that lived in England for a couple of years?
No.
Well, they're back now anyway, but they were sat next to Dannii Minogue on the Sunday night.
Oh.
Australian royalty, Australian celebrity royalty.
Yeah.
Or maybe that's just the British perspective of it.
Yeah. Yeah, there was quite a few people there that are quite big over here.
Were there any other songs that he did? Did he?
No, so we did get Hot Fudge and Millennium, we did get that the second night. So listen, it was great. Some of us kind of go, the hits again, but you know what? See, when he's in front of you singing, you don't even think about it. You're just like in the moment.
You don't really get bored of the hits.
You could sing Angels 100 times to you and you'd still be like,
yes.
Yeah.
Whoops.
Exactly.
Yeah. We don't really get bored of the hits, do we? I mean, it's just we like the new stuff and we like other stuff. So, but like you say, you can't not enjoy the classics.
Well, it's the performance, isn't it, that you enjoy?
Yeah.
And it was just, as I say, it was just so good, for my first gig back after the last 2.5 years to be him. Yeah. It couldn't have been any better, to be honest. So,
Oh.
It was just so
we
nice
can't
to
wait
see him.
for Stoke.
Yeah, I know. That is going to be very special, isn't it?
Yeah.
Very, very special.
Yeah. At least we know it's happening now.
We know it's happening.
Yeah, I know. I had reluctantly sold my ticket last week, but it's gone to someone very grateful, so that's good.
Good.
Yep. But I shall see you in Germany.
Yeah.
Yeah, we will be there in Germany with you and many others. That's going to be a very large and epic gig. So
it's changed though, hasn't it? Because obviously I only just got a ticket recently.
It does often happen. Yeah, things get reconfigured. Health and safety reasons mean they have to change it. You never quite know. People do complain, but you never quite exactly know. They've usually done it for some sort of reason, and it isn't necessarily because the artist. It's got nothing to do with the artist.
Oh, I know. Robbie probably
something
doesn't
to do with health and safety. Exactly.
He just turns up, doesn't he? It's really funny.
Yeah, exactly.
I was laughing at Tony when I was listening to his podcast today when he was talking about when he'd spoken to Rob about the Troxy gig, and he said, which one was that?
The one where you got the Lifetime Achievement Award.
It's just so Rob, which one was that? I was laughing. I can just see him. Yeah, I think he just gets told, right, you're going here, turn up. Oh, yeah, okay. Because even recently, on the Live with Ida, you'd asked about the Stoke gig. When is it?
Neither of them knew.
This kind of confused look on their faces. It was just...
I was surprised that you read it out. I knew that I had to ask it because it was Ida's launch and I wanted to be respectful of that. And I knew I had to ask it in such a way that actually it wasn't just a direct, stupid question about Stoke. Yeah. And I thought, it would be nice to know if Ida's coming because sometimes we see her and give her a wave and say hello. And so I genuinely sort of thought, well, I'll ask it. And I was surprised when he read it out because I thought, well, clearly he knows none of the shenanigans that have been going on about the communications being late and the ticket sale being just 4 weeks before and all those things. But yeah, at least we do know he's coming, and I'm sure he's been told that he is coming. And
yeah, he's a busy guy, isn't he? I mean, amazing, like the film, and then the art, and then that other project, that EDM project coming up, and busy.
It's gone
guy.
from nothing to everything happening all at the same time, and one day we might get a new website and a chat room. That might just be the icing on the cake for us.
I forgot about that, actually. Yeah, it's funny.
Yeah. It was promised to us by the end of last year.
Well, it said the end of the year, so maybe they didn't
say
know
which
what
year,
though. Maybe it's the end of 2022. Oh, it's a shame, isn't it? But do you know what? I think it's probably been a good thing for us to have a break from it as well, because it makes you realise probably how unhealthy it was and how much time we were spending on it. So
But the one thing I would say before we finish is these little specials that we're doing, we'll probably have a few more coming up, because obviously things are happening. And we're rewinding through history, but we're beginning to catch up soon towards the end of the year. So we will be talking about things that he's doing. And near your birthday, we're actually going to go to Sotheby's, aren't we, and have a look at Robbie's new art with Ed Godrich.
Yeah.
Well, not with them, but the stuff that he's done with them. So maybe
dragging the kids along.
Maybe we'll have to do a bit of live. Is that going to work on a podcast? Bit of live audio, looking at the pictures.
I don't think so.
We'll update everyone on our experience anyway. I think.
I'd love to go. I'd love to see it. It looks so cool, and I love the names like Sharon, Paula, Mandy, Tina. Janet.
Yeah.
When I first saw Janet, I thought, you must be naming them after family members or something. I thought his mum, but then I saw Tina and Sharon and that, and I thought, I don't know. But
it's funny that there isn't a Michelle.
As to why. Yeah, it's the detail in these paintings. Or every time you look at it, you see something different, like these little mad faces.
They're really nice, actually.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Can't wait to actually see it.
Yeah.
So we'll update everyone on that anyway.
Yeah, so thank you, Angie, for joining us. It's been a treat to speak to you again.
Thank you. I hope I didn't sound like I had verbal diarrhea there.
No, I tell you what, it's lovely. Obviously, we saw a few videos and a few pictures of it, but it was lovely to hear your story and I was just imagining being there as you were telling it. So thank you.
No, you're welcome. It was great. Nice to see you guys, and I look forward to seeing you in München.
Yes. We will be there. We'll have some fun in München.
Have some pretzels and beer.
Yes, definitely. So thank you, Angie. We'll see you in Munich.
We will see you in Munich. Yeah, look forward to it. Hope it's not too hot.
Right. Oh, God, yeah. All right.
See ya.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye.
Robbie Williams Rewind.